Makita isn't new to the high-performance drill game, and the new GPH03 XGT represents evolution. As part of their 40-volt platform, it's designed to compete at the top tier of cordless tools. This drill is built for tradespeople. It's built for electricians, plumbers, people that really rely on their power tools to get things done. Let's go break it down and see if it really delivers. The 40-volt platform gives this drill serious torque. 1,590 inch-pounds actually, and 3 different speed levels topping out at 2,600 RPM. In our testing, this resulted in sustained power when drilling larger holes or running spade bits and self-feed bits. In hammer mode, drilling anchor holes and installing tapcons in concrete went very quickly. In fact, at times, the 36,000 impacts per minute let the hammer drill enter the hardened concrete like we were drilling into well-packed sand. Now, let's talk about how it's built. The GPH03 XGT feels dense, but in a good way. Here's what you get: an all-metal chuck for durability. And thankfully, Makita finally fixed the issue that has always plagued their drills when you really tighten down on the chuck. Now it tightens without feeling like it's slipping. Right behind the chuck, a 3-position dial lets you select between drill, fastener, and hammer modes. In fastener mode, a unique electronic scroll wheel gives you digital clutch control for fastener installation precision. You get 41 settings in low, 30 in medium, and 21 in high. If you're doing the math here, that's 92 different torque settings. And so you don't have to memorize your settings. Once you choose a setting in one speed, it saves it until you change it, even if you switch modes, speeds, or take your battery off. Once you dial it in for your application, there's no fumbling around to get back to that sweet spot. A metal gear housing houses 3 selectable speed levels, which is a first for Makita. This gives you a lot more options for balancing speed versus torque for job site applications, ranging from installing hinges to using hole saws for rough-end plumbing. The variable speed trigger allows you to turn the work light on without starting the drill. The way the trigger engages almost feels like a soft start motor. It's not instant full speed, but rather a quick build up to speed. This should help keep bits from slipping out of fasteners as easy. As far as ergonomics go, they're classic Makita. You get clean grip geometry, well-placed controls, and a footprint that doesn't feel oversized despite the 40-volt platform. If you're following along, it really feels like Makita clearly focused on control as much as it did power. Enough of the small talk, let's put it to the test. The first test is a speed test, where we drive a large 8-inch by 3/8 of an inch RSS structural screw into a solid wood block of stacked and glued OSB subflooring, driving it flush in high gear. We ran the test 4 times and averaged the 3 fastest runs. In our next test, we took a 1-inch self-feed spade bit and bored through 4 inches of stacked and glued OSB subfloor to test how well the Makita GPH03 handled a medium load. We set the drill to high speed and averaged the 3 quickest runs. Our third test pushes the drill in a heavy load rough-in application. We inserted a 2 9/16 inch self-feed bit and punched through 2x4 studs as quickly as possible. Given the available torque on this drill, we again used high gear and averaged the 3 best runs. Since this is a hammer drill, it's only appropriate to enter testing with concrete drilling. We took a 3/8 of an inch concrete bit and drilled 3-inch deep holes into cured 4,000 PSI concrete in high gear. We did this 4 times and averaged the 3 best times. All right, so the moment we've all been waiting for is how fast did it really go? And I have the results right here. In our 8-inch RSS screw test, we had 2.43 seconds. It's not bad. In our 1-inch spade bit test, 2.62 average time. In our 2 9/16 test, self-feed bit, 1.89 seconds. And in our concrete drilling, we had 8.65 seconds. Now, these aren't bad times, but they're not by any means the fastest, especially when I go back and compare it to the GPH01, which was the previous flagship tool from Makita. This drill is actually faster, which got me thinking this doesn't make sense. This is a bigger drill, supposedly more powerful, and yet this guy beat it. So when I went back and looked at the specs, I saw that this one's running 200 to 300 RPM slower than this one. It's also running 3,000 BPM less when I'm in hammer mode than this one. When I go back and look at our other testing, we did all of our testing in top speed, which tells me as you increase speed, you decrease torque, which means that I need to go out and try again with something that gives you a little bit better idea of how much torque this guy has and to see if it can beat this drill in torque testing. Let's go try it out. We used a stacked OSB block and some 1/2-inch diameter by 10-inch long lag bolts as a low speed test so it would really max out the torque. This test is simple. We drive the lags into the block to see which drill drove them further and faster until they either bottomed out or timed out. The new Makita GPH03 was able to drive the lag 8 inches into the stacked OSB at a rate of 1.04 inches per second. The GPH01 was able to drive the bolt a total of 6 3/4 of an inch at a rate of 1.2 inches per second. In this particular application, the new GPH03 clearly came out ahead. Now that we've established that the GPH03 does have more torque than the GPH01, it really begs the question, who is this drill really for? To me, it seems like it's a drill designed for someone that really has to dial in exact torque settings for fastening. So we're not talking about speed, we're really talking about driving force. The fact that you got over 90 torque settings. And the other thing is you do have the ability to do 3 speeds in your transmission. So really it's for dialing it in for specific applications. That being said, pick up this drill at Acme Tools, Home Depot. As a bare tool, you can get it for $259. As a kit, it goes for $399, and that comes with 1 4-amp-hour battery and a charger. So what do you think of this new hammer drill? Leave me your thoughts in the comments below, and while you're down there, let me know if this drill is something you're gonna add to your toolbox. If you like this video and found it helpful, give us a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed, make sure you do that so you don't miss on our next video and hit that bell button. And as always, we really appreciate you guys watching with us.